Are you still struggling with Tier 3? Do you constantly feel underprepared for the challenge that it provides? Fear no more. Today we're going over the absolute basics and showing you some techniques that you need to master before you actually get comfortable in Tier 3. Let's jump in game and show you how to dominate Tier 3. Before we dive into Tier 3, we have to be pretty adequately prepared, which depending on your comfort level looks different for different people. When it comes to perks, I very much recommend Stamina Up. This will ensure that you can run faster than those super sprinters. You want Deadshot so you can deal more damage. Speed Cola is great so that way you can reload quickly and put on armor quickly. Juggernog for more health. PhD so that way you can survive the dog flames. And Death Perception so that you can see the good loot through the walls. As far as your weapon, you will definitely become more comfortable once you get a epic ether tool and at least a Pack-a-Punch Tier 2. Obviously, if you don't have all of these schematics like I do right away, you're gonna need to grind out some Tier 2 contracts. Or if you find that just Tier 2 Pack-a-Punch on your epic weapon isn't good enough, I highly recommend grinding out 15,000 points before going into Tier 3 so that way you can Tier 3 Pack-a-Punch. Now, in addition to the perks and Pack-a-Punch on your weapon, I highly recommend going in with a good stash of armor plates. Now, I called this exfil one time because I know it's gonna spawn in a ton of zombies and get me a good amount of armor plates. And even if I want more, I can definitely go to the buy station and buy more. Or of course you can loot around the map and do that too. Armor plates are only 150 points, so you can just go to town and get all the ones that you can fit in your rucksack. But now that we have everything we want, it's time to approach and enter Tier 3. Now, if you don't have an epic rarity weapon, a purple one like I do here, I would highly recommend a blue weapon, obviously, but I would recommend saving up the 15,000 points before you come into Tier 3. That is really going to make a big difference here. Now, once you're in Tier 3, this isn't the best situation for it, but I do like coming to one of these open areas and just getting comfortable being in here. And also, I would highly recommend getting used to the movement in Tier 3. Like I said, in this area, your sprint speed is gonna be one of your biggest keys to survival. Running with your weapon out is gonna slow you down, but honestly, it's not that bad. If you slide, you get a little bit more speed and momentum and you go a little bit further. So you can see even with our weapon out, we can sprint, slide, and we're away from the zombies enough that we can turn around and shoot them. Now, clearly pulling out your fists is gonna be like the most useful thing here, but if you don't have fists, if you have a secondary weapon and you feel like you're too slow, you can pull out a kill streak, and this kill streak is gonna allow you to sprint really quickly. You can see we got a dog on our tail here. If we run, sprint, slide, we can see we are far away from that dog and it cannot catch us. Well, I mean, it can, but you know, it's gonna take a little bit for it to catch us, and then we can swap out of it, kill the dog, and then shoot back at the horde that we've gathered here. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see all of you guys making in Tier 3, well, in most zombie games, honestly, is sitting here, you get a horde and you're just spraying into it and you're spraying and you keep spraying and you're backing up and you don't look at where you're going. You don't see what enemies are behind you. You don't see who's approaching you from what angle, and then you get surprised, cornered, and trapped. I say that because I do the same exact thing. But as you can see, you don't need to kill all of your zombies all at the same time. These guys are not really a threat. And this is an old school classic round-based trick. These zombies are animated really well, they look really scary, and of course when you're first playing zombies, it's really terrifying. Oh my goodness, look at this horde, it's terrifying. But you can see we're just walking here. I'm just walking backwards, by the way. And they are not, they're not gaining on me. Look, I'm just walking forward and they can't touch me. In fact, let's do a little trick here. Let's switch to third person. Look, I'm just walking, and just the regular runners can't hit me. Now, this one guy, he's gonna start hitting me because he's a super sprinter. So you can kind of see that's actually a great visual difference here of the super sprinter. So if you're worried about zombies, just take out the super sprinter and look at that. All of the regular running zombies, these guys are running at me, and even walking backwards, I'm perfectly okay. It's really a mental barrier here. If you come into a situation where you need to refill your armor, or you need to reload, or you need to throw an inhibitor in one of the spore control contracts, one of the best strategies you can do, and you really need to master here in the high threat level, you need to sprint, tactical sprint, slide, and then as you're sliding, putting in a vest. fast or reloading or doing whatever. Let me switch back to first person and show you here. So if I run, sprint, and then I slide and I put in an armor plate at the same time, I keep that momentum without using any of that green stamina bar. If you are able to master this basic movement, and I know a lot of you are like, Donuts, this is so basic. Who doesn't know this yet? There's a lot of people that I get comments on this channel being like, Donuts, how do you do this? I'm terrified of tier 3. Well, this is how we master it. This is the basic movement. Once you're in here, once you've practiced the basic movement, you can see I've killed all of these zombies over here with the help of my friends over there, and it's pretty chill. Like, it's not this overwhelming presence yet. It's when you start getting into the contracts and when you start going into the more close quartered areas where these guys spawn more frequently, that's where it's going to be stressful and a little bit tense. So let's go there now. Another comment I seem to get a lot is, Donuts, there are a lot more zombies in my tier 3 than there is in your tier 3. And that's for one, I think, simple reason. Ooh, look, a little hidden cache right there. Nah, nothing good. All right, we have all of these zombies right here, right? We've got super sprinters, we got all these guys approaching me. All I do to get rid of these guys, you see they're super sprinting at me, I just like go up to a rooftop or change my pathway, and boom, I'm all by myself again. Now I'm gonna have to deal with all of these guys in here, so you can see all these guys probably ran up and now they're following me here. But if we just keep on sprinting, like I said, it's, you know, it's really scary, but you just keep your momentum, and then you fly back across over here, and you do this a lot. You jump from rooftop to rooftop. You hear that a lot in these YouTube videos, going from rooftop to rooftop. Those guys way back there now. Now I've completely lost them. I didn't kill them. I didn't really do anything terrible, but they're not there anymore. And then once you get to a rooftop, you don't want to sit here for too long, because usually, unless you have like a triple pack-a-punched weapon, you're not going to be able to kill these guys as they come up. I mean, obviously we're handling ourselves pretty well right now. You can see with this just tier 2 pack-a-punch weapon, but you are going to want to go from like rooftop to rooftop here as best you can. If not, that's okay. You just want to keep on the move. Again, take your fists out, get your kill streak out. Sometimes I don't like running with my kill streak because there's been multiple times where I've actually thrown my kill streak on accident. But now we've got to deal with a boss zombie. So this mimic here is kind of a problem. What we can do is we can keep sliding. You can see there's a lot of room out here. We're going to slide, go in circles, kind of run, tack, sprint, slide at the very end of it, kind of deal with these zombies, put some bullets into this guy, kind of go over here, be really patient. I'm going to do my little tack stance, sprint, and then reload, so that way I have that momentum here, and we can see that mimic is now dead. And I'm going to slide, put in my armor plate. We've just got a couple of these guys. They're not super sprinting. I'm going to go to the rooftop, kind of lose them a little bit. I know this thing is a little hinky. We just can drop down here. All right, now, in terms of contracts that you're going to want to do, these spore controls are fairly frequent, and you don't need the best weapon to complete them if you've mastered the movement. But what you want to do is you want to stow your decoy grenades. You don't want to replace them. You want to stow them. So every time you throw one of those inhibitors on a spore, it's going to spawn in a mini horde of zombies. But luckily, these spore control contracts are only in places where it's pretty wide open. So if we're utilizing all of our movement techniques like we did before, we should be okay. And again, kind of like classic zombies, we're gonna have to run in a really big circle. Obviously prioritizing the super sprinters and the hellhounds because they're the fastest ones, but just a big circle. You see we looped back around here. We're gonna pick up our inhibitor, looping back around here, sprinting, sliding, shooting this, picking up our inhibitor, killing the super sprinter that we need to, or at least slowing them down. And then we'll slide, throw our inhibitor while we're sliding here. Again, look at that. Look, they're so far away because of our movement speed here. I think, oh no, I get that. Cool, sweet. Now, of course, we've got the Mangler here. We've got the Disciple. It's going to be really chaotic these last couple rounds. So I would highly recommend Energy Mine as your field upgrade. Energy Mine does great damage. Obviously, if you feel super uncomfortable, you can have like Tesla Storm or Ether Shroud is also really good. But once you do this contract, it's going to kill quite a few zombies. You're going to get a good horde after that, but it'll kill quite a few zombies. But take a look at this Energy Mine here. It really does a great job at killing these guys. And then we just got to take care of this Mangler, which again, because of our double pack-a-punched epic gun, shouldn't be too hard. There we go. And we've got another Mimic here. From this point forward, we can kind of, slide, get our armor on. We're going to look for this Hellhound. slide, get another armor on. We're going to replace our decoy grenades. And if we really want to just focus on this mimic, oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of zombies, whatever, let's throw a decoy over there. And now we could just focus on the mimic. And then until he's dead, very good. Now not only is he dead, but now we've got a nice little condensed horde of zombies right there we can just take out. And that is all done. Now it's the first contract I've done in this game, so I should get a self-revive. And we got double pack punch right there. Okay, that's some pretty darn good luck. All right, thanks for that. That's a good example of what you can get here in tier 3. But now as we're moving around, we're gonna get these zombies here, obviously sliding, kind of doing this thing. We can jump off here. We're gonna get another group of zombies over here. But because we have our fists out, they are far, far away. It really is only the hellhounds that we need to worry about. Like we said, always going on ladders is really nice. Getting to the rooftops, because that kind of just stalls them out a little bit. They still will follow you, but it makes them slow down a little bit. And I do always try to come through here because this is like one of my favorite safe spots. This is an easy little train here, but it also has an ammo refill. So I always throw one of my decoys and then refill my ammo here to kind of lose my horde. Because now they're going to sit there, they're probably going to despawn. And again, just doing some basic training techniques, kind of juking out the people who are in my way. We're going to come try out this Outlast contract. Very good. A lot of these passageways has 2 different ways. Ooh, there's a thing I want to open. They have 2 different entrances, so you can just go in one room and go out the other. There's not a whole bunch of like one-way doors. And you can see, like there's all my zombies. You know, my game isn't special. I'm not this, you know, privileged YouTuber who gets all these easy lobbies. Look at that. I've got a whole horde right here. Gonna take out these super sprinters as best I can. And then if I really need to, I'm gonna throw a decoy over here. Very good, because I really want to see what's in here. Armor plates. All right, that's not terrible. We've got a super sprinter, lots of super sprinters, but look at that. After that, the super sprinters are all gone. We just got that little horde. Gonna armor plate up as much as we can. Always trying to keep an eye on that. Always looting up what you can as well too. All right, now we're at this ammo station again. I'm gonna throw a decoy. I'm gonna refill my decoy grenades through here, and we're gonna use that time to start off this contract. Now this contract, I always like sitting up here, kind of shooting them in the face as they pop up here. I imagine we're going to get that group of zombies over here. I'm kind of nervous about it, honestly. But always try to look at where their head is, because your critical damage is going to be really important. In fact, I'm going to throw down my energy mine here, kind of take out this horde as best as we can. We've got a disciple here, which is going to buff our zombies. So once they kind of breach your thing up here, throw a decoy down here, and then you can just pop on over to the other side and then try to focus fire on this disciple as you can here, so that way the zombies aren't super buffed. Once you get overwhelmed, go to the other side. Hopefully you've killed enough zombies, you can like refill your armor over here. Kill these hellhounds, because they will actually deal damage, or the fire will deal damage to the zombies down here too. Once they breach to this side, that's okay. We'll go over here, and then we're pretty close to being done here. I'm going to throw another decoy, and then once again, once the contract completes, it will kill some of the zombies, but not all of them, so just be very careful. Again, if you have room in your stash, go ahead and pick up more of these armor plates if you can, and then check and see what's in your reward stash. An epic ether tool and a sigil. And then here's a loot chest. We can kind of get some good loot in here. As you're going by, this is a good loot area, so don't be afraid. For example, there's a 3-plate vest if you don't have it. These tool things have a lot of good, or have a chance, but they have a lot of good expensive stuff. So if you want to sell some of this stuff at the buy station, you can, if you got the inventory space. But as you can see, after this contract is completed, it's pretty chill. It was pretty hectic a little while ago, but it's actually okay now. So don't get too in your head about being overwhelmed by zombies. And if you want, you can always refill your armor plates here. And because we used our decoys, we're going to hit this ammo refill and look for our next contract. I will say these chests are the most important ones to open. Ooh, a turret circuit. That is actually perfect. We're going to do that. Also, these little merc caches are really good to open too. Those I've found to have all of the perks and all of the like ether tools and whatnot. You do want to be careful around here because there's usually boss zombies, but like we said, movement is key. So you'll just pick up the contract and move around, slide, turn, get out of their way, get those hellhounds off your butt. We did pick up a Casimir, so I'm going to put put that on my bar. I'm gonna throw it over here just to get these guys out of here. Ooh, I'm gonna look at this chest. It's open. All right, cool. But now I'm gonna stow those decoys, and then I'm gonna put this in my hotbar. Perfect. And just like the first one, we're gonna throw our inhibitor here. We're gonna run around, but this time what we can do is show off the turret circuits. If we put in this turret circuit, this thing is gonna go to town. Again, harkening back to the days of round base, this is like a really effective trap. It will take down bosses. I'm sure you just heard a mangler pop off there. It will take out zombies. It will even take out Mega Abominations. Unfortunately, there's not one here. There hasn't been one here for quite some time in my play experience, but this thing will take out a Mega Abomination in seconds. Always be on the lookout for those turret circuits. It helps you immensely get these done, especially when you aren't comfortable and you don't have all of the normal equipment like the legendary ether tools or the tier 3 pack-a-punch. It just makes everything a whole lot less chaotic. You can see it's even reaching out to here and killing these zombies. So really, it's just kind of like a free contract whenever you see one of those guys, especially when you have an HVT contract, which unfortunately I've seen a huge decrease in HVT contracts in tier 3 in my personal experience. Here's another epic ether tool and a juggernog. Now, I guess that is also worth mentioning. I believe they have buffed the tier 3 contract rewards. At the very least, I think it's more likely to get epic ether tools now. So if you feel the need to go in with a blue rarity weapon, first of all, if you're going in with a blue rarity weapon, make sure you pack a punch tier 3 before you come in here so you can actually kill zombies. But also that gives you a little bit more hope to actually get more epic ether tools. Like we just did, what was that, like our third contract? And here we are getting 2 epic ether tools. And also the double pack-a-punch crystal is pretty lucky, I'm not gonna lie. Now, if I'm in the open like this, I guess it's also worth mentioning. Sometimes I'll take a zip line just to, like, you know, kind of reset the zombies and just get them off me for a little bit and then jump off and kind of just stall them for a little bit. And of course, don't be afraid if you see other people in tier 3, don't be afraid to send out an invite. If you're not comfortable with it, a lot of times the people in tier 3 do want to team up with you. But here we are, tier 3 pack-a-punch. I am excited because this is going to be a lot more effective here. Tier 3 pack-a-punch is going to be a huge difference. It seems to be more of a difference between tier 2 and tier 3 pack-a-punch than an epic and a legendary ether tool, in my opinion. All right, we've got this HVT contract right here. Oh, we've got a couple dogs here and we've got a Mega Abomination. I am going to run away from that because we have another Mega Abomination to kill, apparently. Now, there are a couple ways of doing this. Obviously, with the turret circuit, that's probably the most ideal way. Unfortunately, we used ours. But with this tier 3 pack-a-punch gun, you can see how much better it is at taking these guys out. It's crazy good. I threw a decoy here because I kind of want to get the zombies away, because as you could see, there's a rooftop right here that I would just so gladly utilize. So now we are going to have to deal with all of the zombies coming up here, but luckily that little animation and the tier 3 pack-a-punch is going to keep us safe quite a bit here. Make sure you're just plating up, and that's most of these guys. Cool, we're going to stow some more plates, and now we get a good shot of him. And what you can do is you want to just make sure that you are in his line of sight, and he will constantly shoot at you. Let's see if we can't get his attention here, but you want to shoot his eye that's glowing or mouth that's glowing, whatever you call it. More zombies are going to come up here and try to fight you, obviously, but they seem to come in waves. So if you just survive each wave, give yourself a little bit of time, you can kind of redirect yourself here. And here you go, he's shooting lasers at you, so just make sure you shoot him in the mouth when that happens. Oh, somebody's pleading, oh boy. All right, well, this is exactly what you want to do. This is a great example here. I'm gonna throw a decoy here, actually, because I believe if you throw in a, whatchamacallit, that's a thermite, that will automatically get one of his heads to be destroyed. So if you throw another thermite, I've actually got a couple back up here, which is really cool, but I should probably take care of these zombies first. And we will get that player for sure. You can see plating, we've got some good damage. Aim for the head if you're on console. Really take advantage of that dead shot, kind of aiming in and out. I'm on PC, so that doesn't quite work. But here we are. You can see that's kind of like a wave. Okay, that wave of zombies is done. We're gonna go back to here. In fact, I think down here is a little bit better. Oh no, he's got me. Cool. So we're gonna throw a little thermite right here. Just like that. That should pop them. You can kind of do that. And look at that, dude. The thermite is so cool. Cool, cool, cool. We got that done. We're just going to have to clear the area. Take your time. That's the biggest thing. Ooh, there's a nuke. The biggest mistake you can make in tier 3 is not taking it. Oh, there's the Wonder Waff. Look at that. That's crazy. That's insane that we actually have that. And there's an epic ether tool. Our luck is just, our luck is just, oh my. You need to be patient in tier 3, whether that's killing zombies, running away from zombies. Oh boy. Okay, well, great example here. Let's do this. We're gonna need to sprint, kind of do this. We're gonna fill up our ammo here. We're gonna do a similar tactic. We're gonna run over here, throw a decoy grenade, go up top here, and then we're gonna get this guy to shoot at us. Perfect, very good. We need to kill this disciple though. This is gonna be a problemo, but that should be good. Okay, that's not good here. We're gonna go down. All right, we're gonna refill our ammo. If well, 25 seconds. Okay, that's all right. Don't be too afraid of the Mega Abomination. You just gotta pay attention to him and kind of put geometry in between you and him. We're gonna throw another decoy, hop back up on here. You can see how I just kind of turned around, like I did a big loop here, and then he's gonna do another shock right here. We're gonna do that. Very good. We're gonna throw down our energy mine, try to kill some of those zombies. Very, very good. Okay, cool. And he's gonna just keep shooting at us. You can see we're out of thermites, but he's really not gonna be that big of a danger. The biggest danger are all of these zombies, and especially the boss zombies. So jump on down here, do another big round, try not to be overwhelmed. If he's shooting at you, if he can reach you, just kind of shoot back at him. Here we are, we're gonna refill our ammo. Now it's not even gonna be funny. It's just gonna be immediate domination on this guy. Again, still using our sprint speed, still using our slide. He's gonna charge at you, so just slide out of the way, make sure it's perpendicular, not parallel. And we're back up here doing another circle, and then he's gonna shoot at us again. We're gonna do this cool thermite trick, and boom, he's gonna die. Look at that. And then we're gonna be the action star, jump off here, throw a decoy, and then we're gonna rescue our fellow operator. Perfect. Now we can buy more plates. We've got all this cash. I should probably go pick up anything that this guy dropped here. Nothing good. All right, cool. Again, this is a big spot. You can run around. And in fact, I do want to do this contract here. I'm gonna pick up this raid weapon stash. I'm sorry, buddy, if you wanted to do that. I wanna showcase this little trick here. So obviously we can use this turret circuit on any of that, but we're gonna throw a decoy, put on the safe. And then what we could do exactly what we did, and we could just sit here and we can shoot them as they come up. But I believe what we could also do is hop up here, go over here on top of these boxes. If we stand, ooh, what's in here? Nothing. Okay, cool. If we stand here, we should still be securing the stash because it's over there. And before, if you stand too close this way, it'll actually go down. But if you stand over here, it should progress. And what this does is that it allows zombies to come at you from one direction. They'll still come at you. You still need to kill them and everything, but it will allow it to be a little bit more controlled. And as you can see, we've got them up here. We're going to put down an energy mine. Very good. It just takes a little bit longer for them to get up here. We're just buying our time. And let's use this time to go over my weapon. This is the, what is this called? The Rival 9 SMG. It's kind of a nothing SMG, which is what I wanted. I wanted to show to you guys, hey, you don't need this fancy SMG. You don't need the Lockwood all ranked up. You don't need the dual WSP swarms to do all this stuff. No, it's just like a regular old gun. So a side note, this weapon has a suppressor because there's a theory going around that if you have a suppressor on your weapon, zombies can't hear you from further out, which means there will be less zombies around you. I don't know how true that is, but if you want to try it out, here you go. That was the class. I did it for tax stance. Tax stance, I think, is going to be my like go-to thing here. Like, it's really small, it's really good, low recoil, I love it. Another sigil, shatter blast, very good. Now we've got tons of money, so if you need like a juggernaut, if you want a kill streak, a juggernaut, or anything in here, it's so cheap. And I would highly recommend getting the Casimir mechanisms if you're not comfortable. That's what I did when I was grinding tier 3 contracts. I'd buy Casimirs like they're going out of business, you know? But what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna buy a juggernaut, and I think I'll buy a Casimir, why not, huh? Do be careful though. As you saw, I just got rid of my last decoy and I bought a Casimir, so now when I go to the resupply station, I won't get any decoys. So you got to be really careful of how you do that. All right, we're going to pick up this HVT contract. Again, this is kind of a dangerous part of town. I always like kind of just jumping around here. Any ledge kind of slows them down. And we've got another Mega Abomination. Oh, that's going to be perfect. So here we'll go up this ladder, and a little trick that I like to do. Oh, that's so many zombies. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. I like to sprint and then dolphin dive and then pull my parachute as soon as I go off a ledge. Let's see if I can't pull it off here real quick. So I'm going to sprint, dive and pull my parachute so I get a little bit extra distance here. Sprint, dive, parachute, there you go. Cool. Now we could do the same exact trick. Oh, okay. Sometimes that happens for the Mega Abomination. Or for the HVT. Sometimes they just die. Oh, and he dropped a blue ether tool. That's lame. I'm gonna throw this down real quick. See what's in the reward rift. A juggernaut suit. Look at that. Cool. Well, there's a Mega Abomination here. I do actually want to talk about this Mega Abomination too, because this Mega Abomination spawns in like all the time. And I'm gonna throw my Casimir here, kind of get these zombies off me, get our juggernaut suit. Now, I don't think you can die in the juggernaut suit, but it's really, really easy to take out these Mega Abominations with it. You just want to kind of do the same thing, aim for their face. It's gonna charge me. Oh boy, it's gonna feel bad because it's gonna take out all of your armor and you're not gonna be able to put any more armor on. But as you can see, shreds Mega Abominations, and we've still got quite a few seconds here of the juggernaut. You can see in the bottom right there. Just making sure you're clearing out all of the zombies around you, so that way when the juggernaut suit disappears, you're not in any immediate danger. Now, if you do want a legendary weapon, this is a great spot to find it, because this is just in the entrance of tier 3, and what you could do, instead of pulling in your own weapon, you can look at this wall buy right here, and more times than not, this wall buy is a legendary weapon right here. And the Holger, that's a good weapon for legendary Pack-a-Punch. But when you are over here, you really do want to watch out for that Mega Abomination. Now, once you leave tier 3, you gotta be careful because some of those tier 3 zombies will follow you. Oh my goodness, a Wonderwaff case just randomly in here. Oh my goodness, with our luck is just in a random tier 2. Oh my goodness. Oh, and if you use a kill streak, don't forget to re-equip a kill streak because this kill streak is gonna go away. It actually won't carry through to your next game. Is that a donut themed car? Absolutely it is. Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? Oh, it looks gorgeous. But as I was saying, unfortunately with tier 3 being in the center of the map, even though the storm started in this bottom corner down there, mathematically speaking, even though there's 15 minutes for that storm to expand across the whole map, you're only going to get about half that to grind out those tier 3 contracts. So be wise with your time. Oh, it looks like somebody's already activated this. Oh, let's go. Oh, there's so many manglers. There's so many manglers here. But luckily, we've got our epic tier 3 Pack-a-Punched gun. It's gonna destroy all of these things. If you're still having trouble in tier 3, do what we did the first part of this episode more frequently. Just go in there, train some zombies, get comfortable just being in there. And there's a lot of good stuff in those buy stations too. So what you could do is you could just make practice runs. And this is exactly what I did. I made practice runs buying like large rucksacks and Casimirs in those tier 3 buy stations. That made me more and more comfortable going into tier 3 and then doing some of those easier contracts. Clearly, we never got a cargo delivery contract, but I think you all know how easy that is by now. But as you can see, they've done a great job at giving you these epic ether tools, so all you need to do is play one solid game. We didn't even do that many contracts there in tier 3, mind you. I know you're worried about, oh my goodness, I need to be in tier 3 for the whole 45 minutes. No, you don't. We wasted like half that game. We only completed 6 contracts, and we still got 3 epic ether tools to use in future runs. It is very possible to do solo. Be patient with yourself, be patient with the game. It's not like classic zombies. You're not meant to be the most overpowered thing every single game. It's about your play sessions, it's about your long time progression. And if you're really curious about how effective different rarities of weapons are in tier 3, I just did an experiment where I took every single rarity weapon and used them in tier 3, and you might be surprised at the results we found. If you're curious, check out this video and stay beautiful.